going on, everybody? As you can see, this is my setup, what will be my setup for our house shows that will begin in a couple weeks. This also gave me an excuse to jump on here and really just kind of see how everything sounds and how everything's looking. So you guys that are watching, give me some feedback. I honestly don't know how this sounds on your end. It kind of just sounds normal to me, but don't know how it's coming through to you guys on your end. So let me know if I'm too loud, if the music was too loud, if something wasn't loud enough. Yeah. How's it going, everybody? How's your night going? What y'all think of Money in the Bank last night? Sounds good. Okay, cool. Working fine on Facebook. Awesome. Sweet. Okay. So I said Raw watch along. This is really more or less, again, gave me an excuse to hop on here and just test some stuff out. Mark, I agree. In general, Chris, exactly what I was thinking. It was pretty solid. It wasn't perfect, but then again, first pay-per-view back with, yeah, I know I'm bald. Yes, I have a receding hairline. sorry to disappoint. Anyway, yeah, first pay-per-view back, excluding WrestleMania with fans. It was bound to come across well, even if the matches weren't that great. So as far as Raw tonight, what have I missed so far? I mean, right now, looks like there's an interview going on. I know Jeremy mentioned that he won't be able to watch this until later since he's on the West Coast. So I'm gonna kind of lay out for the most part with specifics. But yeah, Cole was probably freaking out. So he is at he's at a camp right now. They don't have Wi-Fi, and I basically asked him, "Hey, do you want me to spoil it for you? Do you want me to tell you what happened?" And he was just like, "Yeah, I'll watch it later. It's not going to bother me." And I just kind of gave him a rundown. And then whenever I told him Cena returned, he's just like, let's go. I mean, I'll be honest. Cena's return wasn't actually a surprise for me as much as it might have been to some. It was a secret that was they tried to closely guard it, and it didn't really work. I mean, a lot of the online wrestling dirt sheets picked up on it pretty quick, pretty quick the day of. So I was pretty happy with the results from a creative standpoint as well. Let me know what you guys think. Big E winning, I'm totally fine with. Did not see Edge winning, although, I mean, they did a good job of teasing it a couple times that he might win, but, I mean, come on, let's face it. We knew we were getting Roman and Cena at SummerSlam. Yeah, Peacock was definitely glitching a ton. I mean, what's funny is I read today that WWE didn't even know it was glitching as it was happening, and I'm just like, where's the lack of communication? So... Mark says, I hoped Liv Morgan would have won. Yeah, I mean, she's definitely the popular pick going in. I told Cole, Nikki was the one besides maybe Tamina and Natalya. She's the one I would have probably picked last to win. So that was kind of a surprise, but I read that Vince McMahon is pretty high on her. He sees a lot of dollar signs, if you will, as far as that character and just the overall merch potential, marketing to kids, that kind of thing. So Stacey says not happy with Peacock, wasn't happy with Nikki winning, not happy with the title change with the Raw Women's title, wasn't happy with them having Cena come out and do nothing. Stacey, let's face it, you would have only been happy if Becky Lynch showed up. We all know that, but that's okay. Becky's coming back at SummerSlam. We knew it was coming. It was inevitable. So, so those of you that watched Raw, I'll ask you guys this because this was not a spoiler. Cena kicked off Raw. Is that right? And if so, what did he do? What did he say? What did he do? Did he do anything? Again, I didn't tune in till like 7:30. I had to be a good husband and get some yard work done before I jumped on here. So Jeremy says Becky is showing up at SummerSlam for my wife to be happy. Okay, yeah, Mark mentions the Mysterios losing the SmackDown tag titles. So a lot of people online were, not happy with the whole, I think it was get a DUI was trending or something like that with Uso recently getting a DUI and then, putting a tag belt on him. And any other time I would be like, hey, double standard. Some guys have lost their jobs over multiple DUIs, much less, being featured on TV prominently, getting a push, things like that. But come on, it was the Mysterios. Did any of us, were really any of us on board with the Mysterios as tag team champions? Let's be honest. So anyway, I any other time I would have been, not happy with the Usos winning the tag belts, but at the same time, it was what it was, in my opinion. So Thomas says, Cena said he would be on SmackDown to see Roman and had a ridiculous spot with Riddle. Ridiculous, like silly, like comedic. And by the way, guys, I don't plan on staying in. I don't plan on staying on here long. This was just kind of I said Raw watch party or watch along, whatever. I'm probably not gonna watch Raw. It's not watchable. Let's just. I really should have just been honest and said, hey, I'm just coming on to do some sound checks and, taking a look at the video and just see how everything looks. Seen a guy hit by one of Riddle's sandals. That's funny. Looks like we're having I'll just say Charlotte is coming out right now. 14-time women's champion. Give me your guys' take. Who did you want to win the Money in the Bank matches? I was okay with Big E winning. I know Cole said Ricochet is kind of who he wanted to win. I need to actually pull up the card because there's just so many people in that match. I just having a brain lapse right now of who all was in it. Big E was my prediction, but I feel like there was somebody else where I was... Okay, let's see. I got it pulled up here. So I would have been okay with John Morrison winning it. That was kind of a dark horse. Anybody else, I would have just been like, why? But, yeah, Big E I was okay with winning. As far as on the women's Money in the Bank match, I'm with some of you guys with, Liv Morgan I feel like should have been the go-to. I could have seen, I'm with Stacey, I could have seen Alexa winning, Alexa Bliss, but it was what it was. So, the reason I'm staying on here is I'll be 100% honest. Stacey, really, I'm staying on here because if Becky Lynch comes out, I know you're going to flip out on the chat. Yeah, I do think that the women's Money in the Bank ladder match kind of caught people off guard with Nikki winning. I will say this, having a watch-along with this setup is a lot more conducive to actually watching while talking to you guys because I got the camera here and the TV's over here, whereas our watch party's in the studio, I've got the camera here, but then the TV is like up here in to my immediate right and upward. Side note, kind of a bittersweet day for me. I had to retire my old headphones, but I did get these personalized JBL John Bradshaw Layfield headphones. Not really, but yeah, these JBL headphones are super awesome. Like I can hear myself awesome with as far as the microphone and everything's super clear, but yet I can also hear the TV, which is probably a good 20 feet from me, and I don't even have it turned up that loud. So the belts questions. So the belts to my right, Steve, I think you've so Steve, let me know if this is your first time watching because you commented how I, don't have any, you're disappointed in my lack of follicle activity up here, if you will. These are my Going Broadway podcast belts. These are made by Wildcat Belts. These are featured pretty prominently weekly on our shows. We have them hung up in our studio usually. The belts behind me, so see if I can raise this just a little bit here. So I've got the NXT Cruiserweight, the NXT Men's, the NXT North American, NXT Tag, NXT UK Women's, and NXT... You can't really see it, but the NXT Men's UK is on the bottom there. So, as of right now, the only produced NXT belt that I don't have, as far as a replica goes, is the NXT Women's. They don't have a replica NXT Women's tag yet. I'm hoping they do. I'd really like them to make the NXT UK tag belts. Those are some of the best belts that are out there, just period, in my opinion. I'll just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and say what's on Raw right now. I think Jeremy Pickering was the one. He's on the West Coast. I didn't want to spoil it for him, but he said he hopped off the chat. So Rhea Ripley's coming out again. I'm guessing it's going to end up being Charlotte versus Rhea versus Becky in a triple threat at SummerSlam. I don't know if they'll set that up completely tonight. Becky Lynch returning tonight would be huge as far as a surprise goes, but I don't know. Weirder things have happened. She was at Money in the Bank last night. I mean, she at least was in the area. Jay White on Impact. That was definitely a shock. It's funny. I feel like Cole and I always take the most inopportune times to take hiatuses or breaks or whatever, because as soon as we decide that we're going to be off air for a week or two, I feel like a ton of stuff happens. So it is what it is, though. Not a big deal. Is the stream still working for you guys? It looks like for whatever reason, viewership has dropped off, like considerably. If you're watching, let me know if the feed is working for you guys. Again, I jumped on here mostly just to kind of do some sound check, sound testing, video testing, and so on and so forth. Okay, cool. I guess the number that's showing me online is way incorrect because, excuse me, right now it only shows on my end that only 2 people are on, which is not correct. So I will just ignore that. Anyway, Jay White on Impact. It was definitely a surprise. Uh-oh. I'm going to lay out here for a second, guys. They might be setting up something here. Andrew, you might be onto something. Uh-oh. Well, I guess we know what the main event's going to be for tonight. So Charlotte kicks her heel into Rhea's face. Anyway. Anyway, yeah. Becky coming back tonight, it's possible. I mean, they've given some intrigue to it just because 2 minutes ago we didn't have this match. Ooh. So, tell me what you guys think. Cole and I were talking about this, about Nikki winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. Cole and I both agree that when she does cash in, she's not going to win. Whether that's sooner or later. Let me know in general, guys, what your favorite moment of Money in the Bank last night was. I'll tell you mine, and it wasn't even. Well, I mean, Cena returning was up there. Michael Cole's reaction to Cena coming back was, to me, just better than any crowd pop that Cena could have gotten. Just Michael Cole's reaction and just how over the top it was amazing. Not to mention we didn't get the "oh my" that we usually get. Sorry, that was an awful Michael Cole, but Andrew, exactly. make that a hashtag. Make that hashtag go viral or trending. I'm sorry. Okay, this was dumb. This whole mind game stuff or mind control with Alexa and Zelina Vega. It was just like, really? Anyway, I'll tell you what, guys. I think I've done just about all the testing I need to do, or that I wanted to do. I still don't think I'm intrigued enough to finish watching Raw. I might tune in towards the end of it to see if we get a Becky Lynch return. But, yeah, I mean, how long have I watched? 30 minutes. Watching it for 30 minutes, I've seen all I need to see. So, anyway, guys, thanks for hopping on here with me for a little while. This is going to be my setup for who knows how many weeks. If this is your first time watching or joining me, or first time in a while, we're normally live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central Time. We will not have a show this Wednesday. This Wednesday is my wife's surgery. Hence the reason we're doing house shows in the first place, because I'll be working from home for a few weeks. But nonetheless, we're still going to do house shows starting the following Wednesday. So what is that, the 28th, I believe? So Wednesday the 28th, put it on your calendar, put it in your phone, give yourself a reminder, whatever. Wednesday the 28th, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. We are coming back and better than ever. Both Cole and myself. And Stacy, I'll cross my fingers for you that Becky returns tonight. If not, we know she's coming back soon. But until then, guys, see you in a few weeks.